We are now live. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning, Bertie.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Oh, I'm echoey. Can you hear me twice, or is it just me?
No, I can hear you just the once.
Oh, well, then you are very lucky not to have me in stereo, and that has gone away now. This is it. This is like the penultimate Friday.
I love that word. I was going to use that word. It is. It's the penultimate Friday today. Our Funsize Live. Nearly called it 10 at 10. It's been a year since we called it that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, joining us today.
Listening in our ear. So yeah, we're almost at the end of 2021, aren't we? Are you finishing next Friday? I'm finishing next Friday.
I'm finishing, I think, the Tuesday after, and then I'm done. I'm done for the year. So I've got a little bit more than you.
Yeah, no, I'm done. I'm done.
Done by Friday.
Solid line. I'm like, no, that's it. I'm having time off. And then in my head, I thought everybody finishes on Friday the 17th. And then I keep talking to people and they're still working. And I'm like, what?
I've got one of them on the Tuesday, so I just thought I'll extend it over. I'm not going to be doing much though, the Monday and the Tuesday.
Fair enough. So we're going to talk about saying goodbye to 2021, what we've learned from 2021.
Yeah, because I think it's very, and this is what we've just coming to the end of this, I think last week. It's very easy to close a year and almost just think, fuck it, it's Christmas Eve, let's forget about it and then start again. And I think there's a few steps you can take now, being kind to your future self, so that actually when you start in January, you can hit the ground running. And it's not a difficult exercise, so that's what we should talk about today. Well, we are, because it's there in writing, look below us. See, done.
Look at it. I like this idea of being kind to yourself. Yeah, because I think sometimes you're like, oh my God, I just want to finish. I want to get to the end of that finish line. You know, you're running a year can feel like running a marathon by the end of it. And it's like, oh, I just need to have a break and get to the end of it. But maybe there's some things that you want to do before you just push it all away and crash and burn and kind of like an audit, some learning.
An audit always sounds a little bit formal, but I do like the word review. So I think reviewing is the first step. Audit, review, it's all the same thing. But yeah, review. I think to review what we've done over the past 12 months, and that's been what's worked, what hasn't, what have we enjoyed, what have we hated, and just being really brutally honest with ourselves. I think the first thing you've got to do is actually take some time out of your business to do this. Yeah. So, for example, if you are planning to finish on the, on the 17th, maybe I'm not saying this directly to you, but maybe take the Monday, to just do this review and actually just look at things so you can actually finish things all nicely, wrap it all up. Because I guarantee there will be things that you'll be doing on a daily or a weekly basis that maybe you don't need to do. And maybe there's a few other things that you've wanted to do and you haven't had the time or felt you haven't had the time to do them. So being really honest and actually saying, well, this is what I spent my time on. Maybe it wasn't the best use of my time is a really good thing. And then you have a few problems that you're free to tackle then in the following year. What do you think, Dudar?
Yeah, so my last day, Friday the 17th, actually ends with my call with you, and then there's nothing in the diary. So I'm going to use that day, the last day, Friday the 17th, to do that. And one of the things I'm definitely going to do, Bertie, is get to inbox zero.
Inbox zero.
Because I don't want to carry all of those emails into the next year and then be like, So I'm just going to set myself, I'm going to maybe put some rave music on, set myself a timer and just be like, right, I'm just going to get through these emails and I either delete them because they've been there for ages. So do I need them? Read the things that I need to read and just get rid of them and action them, because that's like a weight that I don't want to bring into the next year. So there could be a bit of decluttering as well, I think, around that. And
it just so happens
that a clean slate.
Oh, what?
I want to start on a clean slate.
Well, I was just going to take the time to promote my Inbox Zero course, which is available on my website. Now, 20 quid, I think. It's a bargain. Go and buy that. That'll help you get to Inbox Zero. If you're watching, I'll put the link in the comments.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, definitely. £20 for peace of mind and a clean slate. That is amazing value, isn't it? Bargain. That's definitely something that I would advise that everybody does, because you don't want to go into the next year sort of with unfinished business.
No, absolutely not.
We don't want the unfinished business. And I think also one of the things that I think is really nice to do that I do is I look through my calendar, like my Google Calendar, and I pick one good thing from each, at least one good thing from each month that's happened. And I find that really interesting because a year is quite a long time and you completely forget what you were doing in March.
Yeah.
Like, what was I doing in March? I've got no idea. And just kind of going through and going, oh, there's the progressions. There's the things that I've done. Oh, there's the meetings I've attended to or different networking things. And just get like a sense of the year. Because I think what you really want to do is go into the next year doubling down on what's worked. So what has worked and what hasn't worked, just ditch it.
Exactly. And it's the perfect time to do it because we all have, generally, I think, especially when we work for ourselves, we have a bit of time off over Christmas to just think about all of this stuff. So if we can just round all that up, just review and look at the good stuff as well. And I think, your idea there of going through your calendar and finding out, the highlights, almost creating your highlight reel.
Woo!
It's a really good exercise because it's very easy to, like, when you work for yourself, especially, there's no one there to pat you on the back or tell you you're doing a good job. So doing that yourself is a really good practice to get into. There's a very big difference between, bragging and recognizing your success, right? And I think recognizing your success is very, very important. So do that. Give yourself a pat on the back. Actually, look and think, do you know what? In March, I did this. That's fucking amazing. I'm going to go and buy myself a bottle of champagne. Go. Let's do it. So celebrating these successes is an important part of this review/audit process.
Yeah, because I think often we're creating goals and they're all about looking forward. And if you're really goal driven, you can end up getting in a cycle where you're always just looking to the future and really reminding yourself of what you haven't yet done or what you haven't yet got to. I think doing a review or an audit enables you to go, oh, actually, I have done loads of stuff. Oh, I am good. I do work hard. And I think we need both, though. We need the goals to push us forward, but we need to feel good about ourselves to get that momentum. So I always find that fascinating because I haven't done it yet, but there's literally things I'm like, oh, yeah, I did that thing. Oh, my God. Or I met that person. And I think that's really important. I was thinking about like our things that we've learned. And I think one of the number one things that's come out of 2021 for me personally is this idea of collaborating with people.
Yeah.
That's been like massive for me, like doing this with you, doing the stuff with Emmy, doing the podcast with Amy. Actually, collaborations when you're a solo entrepreneur is kind of a great thing, isn't it? Because you're able to you can share the workload. It adds a bit of joy and a bit of fun back into stuff. So I think for me, that's been the best thing out of this year.
Yeah, exactly. I think a very similar thing, actually, what I've been reflecting on, especially in the last couple of weeks, I've realized that it's something that but you kind of take it for granted. The world's a lot bigger than what you think it is. Right? Like,
what?
Well, just getting out there and speaking to people. I think it's very easy to think, like, if you launch something like, oh, my email list or my audience or whatever, won't buy that, or maybe like, I think we can create these very small biases, like in our heads that stop us trying things. Whereas actually, I've met some really cool, interesting people just by going out there and just speaking to more people and just going to different events, etc. And I'd forgotten like just how many interesting people there are in the world. And I think when you've been working on your own and just working in a silo and just talking to a screen a lot, I mean, you don't have to physically get out. I mean, we're now being told not to go out again, aren't we? A whole different kettle of fish. But there are ways to do it. There's social media. Actually interacting and talking to more people. So I think that's a big thing for me next year, just to actually get out there more and just make more connections. Because the more people you meet, the more cool people you meet, the more collaborations, the more opportunities. And even just this week, just having a conversation just about the stuff that I do has really just opened doors. And I just think, why don't I do that more? So that's one of my review points when I actually look at the stuff that actually makes my boat go faster, makes my business move forward. It is just speaking to people and being myself, because some people do generally like me and then want to work with me. But unless I'm putting myself out there to do it, they never actually get to know who I am. So that's been an important thing for me.
Yeah, I love that. So 2022 is the year of getting out there and meeting people.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to be like dog shit in the 80s. I'm going to be everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You're going to get to see me, Debbie.
We were even talking, weren't we, about having an event where we had a business Funsize party next year. We've got people together. And I think there is a massive appetite after these 2 years of semi-lockdowns, not lockdowns, doing things. We love online. Zoom is great, but that actual meeting people in real life, you can't kind of yeah, you can't trump that, can you? There's something special when you actually meet people. And I think there's going to be a lot of hunger for that next year. So
Yes.
come and hang out with us, or
That's it. We're going to have a party.
We're going to have a party, or meet people in your own area. And I think, yeah, just stepping out. And I think sometimes I've spoken to people and they're like, they've almost got a little bit scared of going out and a little bit institutionalized and a little bit too used to being behind the desk and the computer. And I think we need to remind ourselves of how wonderful, like you said, there's loads of interesting people out there.
There is, really, yeah, there is, and the world is just a lot bigger, I think, sometimes than what we remember that it is. It's very easy, isn't it, just to stay in your own bubble. Like if you go to networking events, you can stay within your own little clique sometimes. Just stepping out, that yes, it's uncomfortable and it's a little bit awkward, but you're only there for an hour. Like meet some new people. That's the big thing for me. And as what's the word, extroverted sometimes as I am, like I have those things at networking events as well. I'll get there and just think, oh, I can't be bothered today. I don't really want to do people, and I'll just stand in a corner and chat and make jokes with the people that I like. And then there's this world of opportunity sometimes that I'm missing. So that has definitely been a big learning. Just stepping outside, speaking to more people is really, really important.
Well, let's end this fabulous conversation on that note.
I've got one more thing to say.
Go on then.
Right. Well, I was going to say, well, just as part of the review process, just saying goodbye, like, we've reviewed, and then I just wanted to say that the last thing is plan. So just have a plan for next year. And sometimes when you say the word plan, people just shrivel up and hide inside and think, no, it's all too complicated. It can just be a rough guide. Just get some big piece of paper or use Trello or just draw on something and just map out, like, what do you want your year to look like? What do you want your month to look like? What do you want your life to look like? And then you can just start to plan that out a little bit better. And the thing that goes with the plan, you've got to have some trust in it as well. So if you're actually writing out yourself a plan, then trust that it's going to work. At least try it for a few months and see what happens. The thing with it, I've never seen a plan yet that if you plan for 12 months, you get to 12 months and everything goes to plan. It all goes to shit after a few months, but constantly look at it and review. And that's really important. And this is the trick with plans. Like people think that they have to have everything mapped out for 12 months. And like, a lot of us just make it up as we go along, right? So plan some stuff out, but at least have a plan. And if that plan works, amazing, double down. If it doesn't work, then adjust it. And if you want some help with this, that's what I do. That's what we do. Get in touch with either of us. So
get in touch with us. And I'm running a planning workshop with Emmy actually in the new year. So if anybody's interested in that, get in touch. Next week, because it's the last one of the year, I've got a nice drawing exercise for how to kind of plan out your year. So I'm going to bring that and talk people through that, because I think sometimes just like draw it out on a piece of paper. What does that mean? So I'm going to give people a template.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Well, I will look forward to that template.
Yeah. Like Raja Chappins next year. Love it. Okay.
So Doodah, I will see you next Friday for the final episode of 2021. Should we wear party hats?
Yes.
That's all this offline. Anyway, we'll see you all later. Thanks for watching, listening, reading. Amazing. See you later. Love you all.